Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the absolutely enchanting world of axolotls, those extraordinary amphibians scientifically known as Ambystoma mexicanum that glide through their aquatic realms like whimsical creatures straight out of a fantasy novel, captivating us with their eternal youth, frilly gills, and quirky charm that make them nature's most adorable oddballs. You all are here for a massive dose of wildlife facts, so grab a notebook for capturing all these mind-blowing tidbits. Marathon deep dive into everything that makes axolotls so phenomenal. From their jaw-dropping biological adaptations that scream evolutionary wizardry to their fascinating behaviors, critical ecological and scientific roles, cultural significance in history and modern times, and a treasure trove of fun facts that'll keep you hooked for this aquatic adventure. Let's kick things off with where axolotls call home, because these unique creatures are native to the ancient lake systems of Xochimilco and Chalco in Mexico City, thriving in cool, oxygen-rich waters of canals, wetlands, and chinampas, floating gardens, where temperatures hover between 57 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for their delicate aquatic lifestyle. Unlike most amphibians, axolotls are fully aquatic, never leaving the water to develop lungs or live on land, a trait called neoteny that keeps them in a larval stage their entire lives, complete with external gills that flutter like feathery crowns. Their physical capabilities are nothing short of remarkable. Axolotls have soft, tubular bodies, stretching 10 to 18 inches, with delicate skin in shades of pink, albino, black, or mottled patterns, often translucent enough to glimpse their organs, giving them an otherworldly glow. Fun fact, their nickname, Mexican walking fish, is a misnomer. They're not fish, but amphibians, using 4 slender legs with tiny toes to scuttle along lake beds or cling to plants. Their iconic gills, 3 pairs branching from their necks, extract oxygen from water with a 60% efficiency, while their skin absorbs additional oxygen, letting them thrive in low-flow environments. They swim with graceful, eel-like undulations, propelled by a flattened tail, reaching speeds of 1 mile per hour, though they prefer hovering or perching on aquatic vegetation like lazy underwater astronauts. Their senses are finely tuned. Axolotls have small, lidless eyes with poor vision, but excel at detecting movement and light changes, while their lateral line system senses water vibrations, pinpointing prey like worms or shrimp with radar-like precision. Their sense of smell is acute, sniffing out chemical cues to locate food or mates, and their mouths, wide and gummy, suck in meals with a vacuum-like gulp. Fun fact, they lack teeth but use a raspy tongue and gill rakers to grind soft prey, swallowing it whole in seconds. Their diet is carnivorous, feasting on small fish, crustaceans, insect larvae, worms, and even cannibalizing smaller axolotls if food is scarce, with their slow metabolism letting them survive weeks without eating, burning just 5% of a mammal's energy. Their digestive systems are simple but efficient, extracting 80% of nutrients from protein-rich meals, with waste expelled through their cloaca, a multi-purpose opening. Ecologically, axolotls are keystone species in their native lakes, controlling populations of small aquatic animals and serving as prey for herons, fish, and introduced predators like tilapia, balancing fragile wetland ecosystems. Their burrowing in muddy lake beds aerates sediment, promoting microbial activity, while their presence indicates water quality, acting as bioindicators. However, axolotls are critically endangered. Urbanization, pollution, and invasive species have drained 90% of Xochimilco's canals, with water quality dropping 30% since the 1980s, pushing wild populations to fewer than 1,000 individuals. The pet trade and lab demand further strain them, though captive breeding has preserved genetic lines. Conservation efforts like canal restoration, tilapia removal, and ecotourism in Xochimilco are vital, with local farmers protecting chinampas as refugees. Behaviorally, axolotls are delightfully quirky. Mostly solitary, they drift through their watery world, interacting briefly to mate or compete, but they'll share space peacefully, sometimes stacking like pancakes on favored plants. Mating is a slow dance. Males deposit spermatophores, jelly-like packets, on lake beds, which females pick up to fertilize eggs internally, laying 200 to 1,000 eggs in gelatinous strings on plants, hatching in 10 to 14 days. Hatchlings are tiny, half-inch predators, gobbling Daphnia and brine shrimp, with only 10% surviving to adulthood due to predation or competition. Fun fact, axolotls can breed multiple times a year, with females storing sperm for months, ensuring reproductive success in unstable habitats. Physically, axolotls are regeneration superstars. They can regrow limbs, tails, spinal cords, hearts, and even parts of their brains in weeks, with stem cells rebuilding tissue at 10 times the human rate, making them lab darlings for medical research into wound healing and organ repair. Their lifespan reaches 10 to 15 years in captivity, though wild axolotls rarely exceed 5 due to threats. Fun fact, their regeneration is so precise, they can regrow a limb with perfect bone, muscle, and nerve alignment, leaving no scar. Culturally, axolotls are iconic in Aztec mythology. They're linked to Xochimilco, the god of death and transformation, who shapeshifted into an axolotl to evade sacrifice, symbolizing resilience and rebirth. Their name from Nahuatl means water monster, reflecting their mystical aura. In modern times, they're global stars, featured in video games like Minecraft, anime, and as plushies, embodying quirky cuteness, while their lab role in over 10,000 studies elevates them as science heroes. Fun fact, their albino strain, bred in labs, inspired the pink axolotl meme, boosting their pop culture fame. Their intelligence is subtle. Axolotls learn feeding routines, recognize tank mates, and navigate simple mazes, showing associative memory. Behaviorally, they're full of charm. Some wave their gills to oxygenate water, others smile with upturned mouths, a trait that melts hearts. Their courtship includes a waltz, with males nudging females in circles, and they'll nip rivals' gills in territorial spats, though rarely fatally. Fun fact, axolotls can change color slightly, darkening under stress or lightening when relaxed, a mood ring effect tied to melanophores in their skin. Their reproductive strategy is prolific. Eggs hatch at 72 degrees Fahrenheit, with warmer waters speeding development but risking deformities. And larvae are fully aquatic, never metamorphosing unless induced by hormones, a lab trick that mimics land-dwelling salamanders. Ecologically, their predation keeps mosquito larvae in check, reducing disease vectors, while their waste fertilizes aquatic plants, boosting oxygen levels. Another fun fact, axolotls can absorb oxygen through their skin, gills, and buccal cavity, tripling their respiratory efficiency in murky waters. Their immune systems are robust, with antimicrobial peptides killing bacteria, and their low white blood cell count aids regeneration by reducing inflammation. In some Mexican communities, axolotls are eaten as a delicacy, though conservationists push for farmed alternatives. Fun fact, their gills regenerate in 10 days, faster than limbs, ensuring breathing never stops. Their social interactions are minimal but endearing. They'll follow tankmates' movements, mimicking feeding frenzies, and females signal mating readiness with cloacal swelling. Another fun fact, axolotls yawn, opening mouths to flush gills, a behavior that looks like a sleepy stretch. Their conservation challenges are dire invasive fish eat 90% of their eggs, and water pollution raises ammonia levels tenfold, burning gills. Captive populations numbering over 1 million are genetic lifelines, with zoos and labs like UNAM's Axolotl Sanctuary breeding them for release. Ecotourism, like boat tours in Xochimilco, raises funds, teaching respect for water monsters. Fun fact, their DNA, 10 times larger than humans, holds clues to cancer resistance, with 30% of genes linked to regeneration. Their digestion extracts 75% of protein, with gut bacteria aiding vitamin synthesis, and their kidneys filter waste slowly, conserving water. In folklore, axolotls guide souls through underworld rivers, their gills like celestial plumes. Fun fact, they can survive low oxygen by gulping air bubbles, inflating like balloons. Their heart rates slow to 15 beats per minute at rest, spiking during activity, and their skin heals cuts in hours. Before wrapping up, here's a final batch. Axolotls regrow eyes in 40 days. In Japan, they're kawaii mascots. Their eggs are transparent, showing heartbeats, and their skin withstands 10 pounds of pressure. All right, you incredible nature enthusiasts, that's our ultra deep dive into the world of axolotls, the magical Ambystoma Mexicanum. These amphibians embody nature's wonder, from their regenerative powers to their mythic allure. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, keep exploring, and let's keep celebrating the wonders of the natural world together.